Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel IT Academia by Arvind sir. Today I am going to start with unit 2 of PHP. Okay, so unit 2 is basically based on form handling part. Okay, so these are the contents of unit 2. We have strings, we have arrays, get, post and the request methods, reading the fields from HTML, and then PHP validations. So let's start with the string. All of you know what do you mean by the strings. A string matlab mix of characters. So a string is a sequence of characters like hello world. PHP string functions. So first function is string length. So the function used is strlen. So what it does, it returns the length of the string. Okay, so the PHP strlen function returns the length of a string. Let's have an example. So here you have to write the echo strlen hello world. So basically what is the length of hello world, it will calculate as an output. So you will get the output as 12. It count the spaces also. Okay, next we have the next function, word count. What it does, it counts the words in a string. Okay, so let's see the example of this. Okay, so basically word count. So how many words are here? There are 2 words, so hello and world, so 2 words, so output is 2. Next we have string reverse. It reverses a string. So you have to just remember the function strrev function. Okay, so the example, so only the main part is here, echo str reverse hello world. Okay, so it shows the reverse of the hello world. Okay, next you have string position strpos. It is OPS, just make it POS. Search for a text within a string. Search for a text within at which position your string are there. So the PHP str position function searches for the specific text within a string. If the match is found, then it returns the character position of the first match, where your character is at the first position. If the match is not found, it will returns the false. Okay, let's have an example. Okay, let's have an example. We are searching for hello world. Okay, in that I'm searching for world. So what is the position of world? Let's see. 1 2 3 4 5, then space, and then W. It is found on 6th position. So the output is 6. So just remember, the first character position in a string is 0. It is not started with 1. Okay. Next is str replace. It replaces the text within a string. Okay. This example will clear you. Text world with dolly. So here we are replacing world with dolly. Hello world to world is replaced with dolly. Okay. Next is an array. All of you know the concept of an array. Array stores the single variable at one place. Okay. So an array stores multiple values in one single variable. Let's have an example of array. So we have a car over here. So we have declared a variable like this. In array, we can store the multiple cars at one place. So echo I like $cars 0, because array start with 0, then 1 2. So this is what so output will be I like Volvo, BMW and Toyota. This is what the declaration of an array. And if you want to access the values of an array, then you have to call its index, and always index start with 0. What is an array? That you know, an array is a special variable which can hold more than one value at a time. Okay, So if you have a list of items like a list of car names, storing the car in a single variable could look like this. So in PHP there are three types of variables. Okay, index array, array with a numeric index, associative arrays, array with named keys, and third one is the multi-dimensional array. We'll see all in details. Okay, the first one is the index array. There are two ways to create the index array. Number one, in the first method, index can be assigned automatically, right? And always index start with 0 like this. $cars equal to array Volvo, BMW and Toyota. Okay. Next is second method in assigning the index values. So we assign the values like this: $cars 0 Volvo, 1 BMW and second Toyota. Next example, let's see. In the following program, the variable values can be accessed by referring to the array name and index. So the dot operator is used for the string concatenation, that you know. Okay, so here we have used this one, echo names 0 means Amit and names 1 means Sandeep. Okay, so second is the associative arrays. In an associative array, each ID key is associated with a value. When you are storing the data about the specific named values, a numerical array is not always the best way to do it. So with associative arrays, we can use the values as keys and assign the values to them. The next example uses an array to assign the prices to the different computer part. This can be achieved like this. The method 1, like this. See, this is what is the ID over here? Mouse 1. Okay, mouse, it have the mouse, it is mouse 320, monitor 2000 and keyboard it is 400. It is just mouse. Okay, so next method is, you can declare like this also. So in one line you can declare this, or in this way also you can declare the values. Okay, let's see the example of this. So you are accessing the price of mouse. Okay, so how you have to write? $price, then $price and then mouse. So which value of the mouse is to be printed over here. The next is multi-dimensional array. In a multi-dimensional array, each element in the main array can also be an array. Array within an array is multi-dimensional array, that you know, and each element in the sub-array can be an array, so on, like that. So let's have an example of this. This is an example. Okay, so we have $cars array, like that we have declared. So if you want to access the values, so 0 of 0, first 0th row, 0th column in stock, then 01 sold cars. So see the output: Volvo in stock, 0 in stock, 01. Which one is the 01? This one. So 22 sold, 18, like that. Okay, 0. So this is the way you have to print the multi-dimensional array. So you can skip the multi-dimensional array if you think it is difficult, because such question is not asked in your exam. So this is important. Get and post a method. Get and post a method. This is very important part. The $get method. We'll see this with an example. So the $get method means what? This is a built-in method which is to be used to collect the values from a form which is sent with method equal to get. Information sent from the form method with the get method is visible to everyone. It is displayed in the browser's address bar and has no limit on the amount of information to send. Let's see an example of this. So already I have made a program based on this. Let's see. See, all of you know where the PHP programs are to be saved. So we have a folder the WAM, in that we have www. So first let's see the get method. Okay, open with notepad. Okay, so let's see what I have done over here. I have written a code for form. See, action equal to action, you can write anything, but I've given get.php, means on submit button you are calling this method. This means action is to be taken on. So you are calling this program method equal to get. I have created two text box. One is for the name and second is for the age. Input type equal to submit. So this is your HTML part, and see, next is your PHP part. Post method, sorry, get.php. This is your PHP program. Okay, so let's see how to access the values. This is important. Okay, so this is what get. Okay, I'm opening both the programs together, get and then get.php. Okay, let's see. Together. See, the important thing is that see, here you have given a name for this. See, name. So you have to access these values when you are processing your form. Okay, so here you have to use echo $get name. This name you have to call. This property you have to access over here. And then age. So this is $get age. So whatever you are writing in name now, that you have to access in this through the get function, to the get method. This is clear? Okay. Now I am executing this program. Let's see. So you have to type localhost over here, localhost. All the programs will come over here. So you have written get.html. Okay, so here you have to enter any name, and here let's see the age. So this is what get method. See, in address bar, see this address bar, you are getting the values of name and equal to Arvind and age equal to 33. If you are using a get method, that value would be shown on the browser address bar. Okay, so this is what the drawback of this, you can say. Okay. Next is the post method. So in post method, see, as you are seeing that get will show the information and on the address bar. Post method will hides it. Let's see an example of this. See, I have written PHP program as well as the HTML program for this. Okay, see, WAM, under that www, in that this, see, post. Okay, open, same thing is there, the same thing is there, but here you have to use, I'm just calling post. So post.php method equal to post, rest or as it is. Now open this post.php. See what is the difference. See, instead of get, I have written post over here, nothing else. Okay, so let's execute this program. Okay, so we'll go to the this one, tybsc php. In that you have to execute get post.html. Same output you will get same, but see the effect here, the values are not shown, it hides the values. This is what the post method. Got it? Okay, next is request method. So request method is same as that you have done for the get and post method. Okay, so you can either call the values through the get and the post method also. Okay, so let's see the example of this. Okay, so see this one, here I am writing this as request, request, request.php. Method should be either get or post. So post method is good to use because it hides the information. Okay, now let's see, I am showing you the request.php code. This is what the request.php. This is very simple. Instead of get and post, I have written request. Okay, so let's see the output. You will get the same output, but the method is different. Okay, so just execute this post.html. See request.php, you will have the same output. Okay, so this is what request function will want. Next is reading fields from HTML. So that you know, super globals, $get and $post are used to collect the form data that we have done previously. Now next is the PHP validations. What do you mean by validation? Means before submitting your form should be the proper one. Means your name, in front of name, your name should appear, means name, only the name, alphabets, there will be not a number in that. Next, if you are entering the Gmail, so @.com should appear like that. Mobile number means only the numbers are there, it should not have any text. So this is what the validation. Okay, so first is the required field. From the validation rules table on the below I have given, okay, name, email, etc. These fields cannot be empty and must be filled in the form. Let's see, these are the field and the validation rules are given for this. Name required, must only contain the letters and the white space. Email must contain valid email address with @ and the dot. Website, it is optional, if present it must contain a valid URL. Comment, this is also optional. Multi-line input field, text area. Comment, for we are using text area. And then gender required, must select one. So like this we are using this. So in the following code we have added some new variables. See, this is what the explanation of the code that I am going to write next. In the following code we have added some new variables. $name, error. These are the errors. Okay, so these errors variable will hold error messages for the required field. We have also added an if-else statement for each $post variable. This checks if the $post variable is empty. Okay, so at the beginning you will see $post, this one. So if it is empty function, if it is an empty, then an error message is stored in the different error variables. And if it is not empty, then it sends the user input data through the test input function. Let's have an example of that. This example, let's see the example. For that I have make a program over here. Let's see, vam www, then this PHP validation. Okay, let's have the code first. See, this is the code for this. Okay, so see, HTML head, style close. So whatever the errors are there, so dot error I have used the red color for that. This is red color. Okay, now PHP, this is what comment, define the variables and set to empty values. So if these are equals to null, means if you are not entering any values, then request method equal to post we have entered. If empty, if name is if you are not entering anything, so it will show an error, name is required, then email is required, etc. Okay, so these are the, after that if the things are proper, then So here, yeah, I have written function test input. It will test the data, means trim. Okay, this testing is to be done, so that if the things are proper, then only it accept the values. Okay, this is what the PHP form validation example heading. Then I have used the required field over here, method equal to post, action equal to see dollar. This is by default function in PHP. Okay, so all these are called that you have written previously. Okay, so all these things are there here. Okay, so as soon as you will submit the button, if the things are proper, then it will print the name, email, website, comment and gender. These are the inputs that you have to provide. Means after the validation, if the things are proper, it will execute the thing. Let's have the execution of this code. Okay, so this is what the execution validation.php. See, required field. Okay, so these are the fields that is required. Suppose I have given name. Okay, see, if you have not given any this you are doing not selecting anything, submit. So here whatever the things are correct, that it will show, and rest. Okay, so it will show. So see, only the required field it will show. Here we are @gmail.com. See, at the beginning, let's see, if at the beginning, if you are not entering anything, what it shows. Let's see. See, this is the required field. After that you have to enter. Whatever you will enter, it will accept. And it will throw in the input field. Okay. So all the data will be displayed over there. Okay. So with this I am concluding unit number 2. Okay. Thank you so much.